So you guys know I buy a lot of these VDiag tools. What's going on back there? And the newest one I've got, I had on my list. I had on my list because I was trying to get them to send me one to do a review for you guys. They never did, so my wife got me one for my birthday. It's basically a circuit probe. I've always wanted one of these because I see a lot of guys on TV. They use these to power things, so you can actually test circuits and power individual circuits. So it's a lot more than just like a test light or something. So it comes in this little handy dandy case, which makes it really nice. You've got your power probe, and then of course your wiring that goes with it, and then you've also got another wire that plugs into the cigarette lighter. Looks like you've got the tip of the probe that goes on the end, and you've got another cable that looks like it connects to, or it's an extender, so you can get a little bit more distance out of it. So you could run all the way from the back of the car where your battery is to the front. So let's play with this and see how well it works. First, unravel everything. So you've got in here, you've got your probe and your wiring, your initial wiring. You've got your positive and negative hookups. You've got our extension cable. We've got our 12-volt plug-in, or the cigarette lighter, for those that know what that is. And then, of course, we've got the end of the probe that screws right into this here. That makes it kind of nice. The first thing we need to do is put it together. I would imagine, yep, that's the probe. This is the end that goes over, and this screws down into, oh yeah, just like so. And you just screw it on and it locks it in. So we've got our probe, we've got our little rubber cap, and that sharp and that sweet, all they always are. Then, like I say, you've got your cable. I'm not going to unwind the cable. I don't think I'm going to need to test it, play with it. So we're just going to hook our 12-volt to it. And over here I've got a battery charger hooked up. And if you look, one's round, one's squared off, so it only fits one way. And this is the power part of the power probe, which is what I was really at. We've got power. Like I said, I've got my little battery charger over here running, and I've got cables over here, so I can just hook right to them. And boom, we hook it to it, and we've got power. So she's powering up right now. You've got your full manual. It tells you pretty much everything about it, how to hook it up. It'll do DC voltage, AC voltage, it'll do resistance, it'll do diodes, and it basically has the polarity instructions and all that kind of fun stuff and how to hook it all up. So the different things that you're testing. It would appear that the power cables are just to give it power, and then you've got another offshoot that will go and give you your negative, I would imagine. So just out of curiosity, let's try it with a fuel injector. Always look for a way to test a fuel injector, right? So basically, you can go through your menu and it'll have all your different settings that you've got. Yeah, so you push up for voltage, down for green. Would imagine is different polarities. So you've got different polarity settings. That's kind of cool. So let's play with our fuel injector, shall we? Giving us a green light to say we've got a good connection there. That's kind of interesting. But I'm sure she doesn't take a full 12 volts to run, but that kind of gives you an idea of what it does. Now, if I had a light bulb, I'd show you with a light bulb. Matter of fact, I think I do. I sure do, right there. Let's try it with a light bulb, shall we? Yep, we've got our good old-fashioned halogen bulb, so let's hook up our ground. I have a really loud horn I could try, but I got the dogs in here today, so once again we just take it. Oh, it's got little lights on it. It's got headlights if you're in the dark. Okay, we're off. Okay, let's back up. Get our beep tone to tell us we're good to go. There's not enough power in that battery charger to light the light. So let me make sure that I'm doing this right. So basically the way it works is we run a test on it. So we got our lights lit up, so we know we've got 12 volt power coming to it. Basically to test it, you just push up. It's gonna give you a basically the self-test is you push up on the button, it'll run up voltage and turn red, so that tells you that self-test is good there. And then you can test the negative also. So up is positive, powering whatever is on the end of the tip. Down is going to be negative on that tip. So that's kind of how you go ahead and run through the test. The different functions, you just push that little red button and it'll change the functions. Go through, like, there's it's like ohms. Yep, sure is ohms. You've got a diode, got negative and positive voltage. That's where you're using your rocker switch. And your basic voltage. So if we wanted to check voltage on something, we could easily touch the positive and it should tell us the voltage. And it'll actually give you the meter showing you the positive and negative. Let me show you real quick. So by holding it on, you'll see the actual pulse of the voltage. So it's telling you your frequency, your max voltage, all that fun stuff. So it's kind of a nice tool. Like I said, I've wanted one of these for quite a while, mainly because when I'm working on electronics, I want to be able to power something and or check and see if I've got a full circuit, that type of thing, like with power windows and that kind of thing. You want to make sure you're going up and down and all that kind of thing, because if you're swapping over different motors or some of that nature, you can power it and see which is up, which is down by just plugging into the end of it. So that definitely makes it a really nice way to use this. Again, you can check your ohms, which is always a good thing. It's telling me there's none. And then you can check a diode. And then, of course, your voltage, positive or negative. So it is kind of a neat little tool. So definitely I wanted one for these for a long time. I have not used it in anything yet, but I just wanted to kind of give you a really quick review of it before we mess with it. The voltage source that I've got to try to power stuff, it isn't enough. The battery charger, anytime you hit it with some power, it definitely, the battery charger that I've got is one of them old ones, so it doesn't like it. But that kind of gives you a rundown of this and its features. But yeah, there's a whole host of stuff that you can do with these things that you can't do with just a regular test light. So you definitely want to add one of these to your toolbox, especially with the lights. I mean, if you're underneath something, everybody knows you're climbing underneath, you can't see anything. These lights definitely make it really nice. So that combined with your extension cables, let me go ahead and shut down this. So like I said, you've got your positive and negative cable to hook up, and then you can also hook to a cigarette lighter. If you're going to be testing anything with any kind of voltage, definitely use your positive and negative cables. But the book gives you a really nice rundown of how to use each individual thing and how to test all the different stuff. So it'll tell you exactly how to set up for your testing and all that fun stuff. I mean, if you're familiar with these types of things, you know how to use it. Like if you're hooking to a diode, one end on one end on the other, and it's going to give you your readings. Same with your voltage. Same with like LED lights or anything of that nature. So LEDs, you're going to look for resistance in them. It'll tell you that, but it'll show you all the good stuff. It'll let you test circuits. But yeah, it'll walk you through, like here it shows you in a couple of examples. This example is how to test your trailer lights to figure out which is which by using your power probe. But yeah, these things are really, really handy. DC volt, like I said, it'll do DC volts, and I believe it also does AC, if I'm not mistaken. But let me double check here real quick. Sure enough, it'll actually test AC voltage. and it'll show you the. Yeah, that was that second test where it was running the meter. It's telling us the type of voltage and such, telling you your value, your hertz, all that fun stuff. So for this lighting fixture up here, I can use this to figure out what's going on up there. I can check my I can probe the ends to see if I've got the right power for them. So it definitely has a lot of features that you're going to use. So again, this is the V200 VDiagtool circuit probe. Like I say, I call them a power probe, and call them whatever you want. This is relatively inexpensive one that you'll find. I'll put a link to it down in the description, and I'll also put a link on my my homepage at papascustomcars.com. So with that, make sure you like, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Hopefully soon. I'll be back to work on the car. It just depends on my dad. So I'll see you then.